saw the name Meteora, we liked it because it was just epic and cinematic, powerful and dynamic, and that's what we wanted our album to sound like.
Meteora is actually a series of rock formations in Greece, and on top of these rocks, some monasteries were built centuries and centuries ago. And when you look at the pictures, they're quite unbelievable in that you have no idea how they actually got these structures built on top of these rocks and how anyone ever got up there. But the pictures were just breathtaking and epic, and they inspired us to try to create sonically what we were seeing visually.
It's a really ambitious title for a record, but I think that we were really ambitious about making this record. We really wanted to put a lot of time and effort into it to make it a perfect Linkin Park record. I think that that's also carried through in the art of the album, and also will also always be there through the visual aspect of the band. We want what you see to seem like something that's larger than life and fantastical. I think that the parallel between our music and our artwork has always been there, you know, even with Hybrid Theory. The idea of bringing heavy elements and softer elements of music together was represented through the visual art of the album with the Soldier and the Dragonfly Wings. The really hard, jaded looks with the really soft, frail touches is something that we like to do. We're even going further with this one.
One of the ways that we wanted to tie everything together was through the idea of a work in progress. People don't usually get to see how an album is made or how the whole thing that they're holding is put together. They just get the CD and it's like it fell out of the sky. They listen to it and there it is. So that's it. That's all there is to it. In our case, we wanted to show people all the stuff that goes into that, because I think that stuff is just as interesting and sometimes maybe even more interesting than the actual finished product.
The idea really wasn't about representing what the music is, but kind of representing what the process is. And so we focused our attention toward the process and rather than what the music is, because I think our music will speak for itself. And now we want to focus on a different aspect of what we're doing.
Hey Mike, whose concept was this? Whose concept was this? It was his concept.
Frank and Joe and I are usually the starting point for most of our art projects. Joe being our DJ and Frank being our art director.
Mike and I actually met at art school, and that's how we met, and that's kind of why we're here doing the artwork.
Joe and I were doing that before we were in the band together. We've been doing music and art forever.
That's a big part of where Mike and I come from. You know, we're artists, visual artists, you know, we're painters. When we do our music, it's not just music we're putting out there, we're putting out images also.
They really care about the artwork a lot. They cared on the first record, and they care more now, and I just think it worked for them. A lot of bands don't really care, a lot of labels don't care, but these guys happen to really respect what all of us do, what they do, and they want to, you know, have some cool stuff.
So whenever we have something come up like this, we always really want to be part of it because it's a lot of fun for us. We get to do something that we like doing.
We have to do stuff like this to justify us going to art school. Art school is expensive.
We were working on the new album and we're working on Reanimation at the same time. We knew we were going to really have to get started with the artwork because we were kind of pushing everything at really fast speeds, trying to get everything together really quickly.
Doing it this way is new, you know. And it's cool because, you know, we've been in the studio and touring for the past couple of years, so it's cool to actually like create an excuse to get out of that situation and create artwork.
We wanted to get them out as soon as possible. So that being the case, we knew that we needed to get a head start on the art. And the best way to do that, in our minds, was to do kind of a production piece, kind of something big that Frank, our art director, could kind of take and manipulate.
What's happening today here isn't necessarily going to be what ends up being the album cover or anything in specific, but I'll just basically try to make sense out of everything and maybe collage some things together. This is like the first step in an evolution of the process.
I think basically what we're looking for is just to capture little photos and document it somehow.
You know, we'll have to take a look at it, and I think James is kind of in the process of shooting snippets of things. You know, I'd like to get lots of little details of things. We'll also shoot the whole thing as a whole, get some great shots of that, and just kind of see how it makes sense. You know, this stuff might find its way in the back of lyrics or as an ad. This stuff will have a lot of uses.
Start off, Boris, just give me your name.
Boris.
We were looking through some books to see who we wanted to work with, and Delta's